do I just want to scrap it? Do I want to, I mean, I'm going to try to sell the truck to see if somebody might want to fix her upper. Because, I mean, the body's fine. There's actually limited rust on it for how old it is. But so I'm going to try Facebook Market to see if anybody wants it. But I'm not too hopeful. But I can scrap it if need be.
Well, your
So,
car's just going to be out of commish?
yeah, both the truck and the car are. I didn't work on
Dang.
the car just out of procrastination because that's what I do. Because I had the truck, so I didn't. I didn't want to put money into the car because the car is old too. So,
Yeah.
but
Public transportation.
I rented a Nissan Altima for a week, but now
Nice.
I don't shit. Car rentals aren't the cheapest, so but
No, they're not.
yeah, mom and dad let me borrow the Colorado, so that's my new whip for the time being.
Yeah, I'll get you from A to B.
It's true, yeah. It was nice
How
of
about those Huskers, though, man?
them.
I'm sorry, I had to
Oh,
bring it up.
no, it's fine, it's fine. I like talking about it. It's fine. I have to get over it.
Damn.
It's good.
That
It's
is
good
not what I
to
was expecting to see as the final score.
yeah. Yeah, I really I mean, they can sell progress for Matt Rule because we won one more game than we did last year, I guess. But I think it's a little too, God, how do you say, like incremental or something? I don't think I said it right, but
Incremental,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you're picking up what I'm throwing down. But yeah, I think,
I'm smelling what you're putting up.
but it's a little too slow, I think, for the Nebraska fan base. But
Yeah.
hey,
Well, I mean, he's going to jump ship anyway, right? For Penn State.
no shit, please. I do when that rumor started. I straight up was like, you know what, man, don't extend him or don't give him more, like too much more money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if he
Yeah,
wants to
because
go
it's
to
all
Penn State,
guaranteed. Chip.
yeah, if he wants to go to Penn State, he left Nebraska better than he found it. So I would have been all right with him leaving, but hey, that's me, you know. But
Hey, that's me. I like a lollipop in my ass.
oh, you think so, Doctor?
Oh, you think so, Doctor? Maybe let's get some new shit, huh? A little
oh,
preview for next pod. A little
yeah, the
preview for the
next
next
spot,
pod, man.
yeah, little Boogie Nights preview
Anybody
for
who's tuned
everybody.
in right now knows those quotes. Tune in next week.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. You want to get going or?
Yeah, definitely. As original cold open that we do, it is nonsense, but I'm going to say welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
My name is Jaaron. Zach, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
This is our podcast where we spend some time every few weeks talking about, discussing, and debating, and ultimately ranking our movies of a particular category. And as a disclaimer, on every podcast that we do, Zach and I don't claim to be professional podcasters. We're not even very professional people, and and we're definitely not critics. But we
No.
are just a couple of friends from high school who love to talk about movies and thought we could record ourselves and it might be entertaining for some folks, which makes us a couple of average jives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This week, we are going to be talking about Meryl Streep.
One of the goats. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe the GOAT.
True.
I mean, we'll be talking about that over and over again during this podcast. But for those who don't know the format, Zach has pre-picked a category for us each week. We each pick 5 movies of that particular category. Obviously, this week, Meryl Streep. And then we spent some time watching the movies and coming up with our own top 10. We will introduce each movie that we picked and then jump into the debate section where we will conclude and some sort agree upon a top 10.
Yes.
Zach, I believe I went first last week. So
Oh, you did.
you go ahead.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to start off with Bridges of Madison County from 1995. It was directed by Clint Eastwood, and Meryl actually modeled her Devil Wears Prada persona around how Clint Eastwood directs, like him as a director, his demeanor and shit. So, yeah. But it's based on a book by Robert James Waller, and the screenplay was written by Richard LaGravenese, who was one of the staff writers for the 2001 Oscars, believe it or not. And he wrote a lot of adaptations, but one of his original screenplays was The Fisher King with Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Is it any good? Or
I've not seen it either, but I'm aware because of the Robin Williams aspect.
yeah, good old Robin Williams. But anyways, it's co-starring Clint Eastwood himself, Annie Corley, and Victor Slezak. It's about an underappreciated Italian wife who calls Iowa home, who meets and falls in love with a world-traveling photographer while her family is out of town. Uh, Janet Maslin from the New York Times, Clint Eastwood, director and alchemist, has transformed the bridges of Madison County into something bearable. No, something even better. Clint Eastwood locates a moving, algetic love story at the heart. The film has lenience and surprising decency, and Streep has her best role in years, looking sturdy and voluptuous in her plain house dress. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta say, a couple of lines in the movie, you know, we'll get in the movie later, but it's like, oh, and I live in Iowa, and if Mrs. Redfield cheats with Mr. So and so, everybody in the town knows, and it's like, man, that really kind of hits home for me.
Oh, it does, dude. Yeah.
For those who don't know, Zach and I grew up in a small town called Milford, Nebraska. I think
Hmm.
when I graduated high school, it was like 2,800 population,
Oh God, I think it
something
might
like
even
that.
be. I don't
Might
know
have
if
even
it's
been
gotten
less.
bigger.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
I
it
was
might be
propping it up a
less
little
now.
bit.
Yeah. Last
But
census.
yeah, no, it's a great, honestly, a much better movie than I thought it was going to be, and some
Mhm.
ideas there. But you did mention kind of a breakout performance of her, and we'll talk about it when we get into it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
My first movie, I actually have it playing right now on the television without the sound. The River Wild, released in 1994, directed by Curtis Hanson, not Chris Hansen from Dayline NBC or Chris Hansen to Catch a Predator. No, Curtis
No,
Hanson.
not him. Not him.
He's also the director of LA Confidential, The Hand That
Okay.
Rocks the Cradle, and very surprisingly, the movie 8 Mile.
Yes. Yes.
So little of a left swing there, or a right swing, whatever way you want to swing.
Little
River
combination.
Wild, LA Confidential, Hand That Rocks the Cradle, and then 8 Mile with Eminem. So this guy, he's got a wide berth.
I need a wide berth over here.
It was written by a fella named Dennis O'Neil. He actually wrote a second movie called River Wild. It is not a sequel. This movie is called The River Wild. The second one was released in 2023 called River Wild with a similar kind of synopsis, a similar plot. Had no ranking. Roger didn't
He
review it.
didn't. Didn't.
Probably a terrible movie. And then he also wrote another movie called Shot at Glory, which is excuse me, which is about a soccer team in England who needs to win or else they'll get moved to a different city or something. I'd never heard of it, but it does star Rob Duvall and Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
The River Wild stars obviously Meryl Streep, Kevin Bacon, David Strathairn. I think I nailed that. John C. Riley in one of his early serious roles,
It was. Yeah.
and Joseph Mazzel, who is the kid from Jurassic Park. For those who
Yes.
love that movie.
Hmm.
Those not familiar with the movie, it is about an ex-river guide, Meryl Streep, who takes her son and husband down a whitewater river for a vacation, while another group of people have other plans. Roger Ebert, honestly, not surprisingly, gave it 2 stars.
It's right
It's
in the
not.
middle. That's right in the
It's right
middle.
in the middle. It's
Yeah.
a good movie. It's not a great movie. One of the lines I got from him was, "This movie is constructed from so many ideas, characters, and situations recycled from other movies that all the way down the river I kept thinking, been there." So he enjoyed the first part. Obviously Meryl's a terrific actor.
Yeah.
He just said there were no surprises and the characters really didn't. Oh, excuse me. Really didn't venture off from the necessities out of the plot. So I can agree and I can disagree. I put it on the list because it's one of my favorite movies, one of my go-to, just to put on in the background,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a good performance from Meryl Streep, and notably no Oscars. What do you know?
Oh, shocking. Holy shit.
Yeah, shockingly,
That's, I can't believe you got snubbed like that. That's
I
ridiculous.
know. Kevin Bacon. There's six
Uh,
degrees of them.
yeah.
All
Now I
right,
want.
Zach. What's the next movie you got?
I got Marvin's Room from 1996. It was directed by Jerry Zaks, more known for being a TV director, including 21 episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond, which that's
Oh,
now to me is synonymous with the 40-year-old virgin when he's got the
yes.
box of porn. He's like,
That's just a good show.
yeah, it's like I tape it sometimes. It's not supposed to be in here.
That's just a good show. I take it
I
sometimes.
tape it sometimes. Uh, anyways,
Why
this
would anybody tape an episode of Everybody Loves
I
Raymond?
don't know. Well, shit, I don't even know if DVD. Oh, yeah, DVDs were starting to come out back then. But anyways, it was written by a guy named Scott McPherson. This was his only motion picture writing credit. He actually wrote it as a play when he was a student before finding out he had HIV. And he completed the screenplay just 3 weeks before his death. And one of the last things he said publicly was that he would like to live at least as long as Jesus did. But he actually died just a few days after his 33rd birthday, the same age.
I thought you were going to say just a few days after Easter.
Shit. Yeah. Anyways, it's a co-starring Leonardo DiCaprio, a young Leonardo DiCaprio,
Very. Yeah.
Diane Keaton, and Robert De Niro. And it's about a middle-aged woman diagnosed with leukemia who's taking care of her father and aunt, who is then reunited with her estranged sister and her hectic family, hoping to find a donor, but instead find each other's absent love. And
Wow. Where did you copy and paste that from?
that was mine, bro.
No way.
I think every now and then
Wow. That was good.
yeah, it wasn't bad. Every
No,
probably once.
that was really well. That was really well written. Really well written.
Oh yeah, every now and then I get one right, but it was actually hard to find a positive review for this one, unfortunately. But this was
Roger.
this was my own critique. It's not a complete failure because it does succeed in visualizing the importance of family and unconditional love. So that's
Well, I
what
want
it.
to tell you that Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars.
Oh shit, he did. Fuck.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah. He
Jaaron.
loved the movie.
I was slacking. I was so
I
focused on the
got you.
synopsis, I forgot about the. I just said
Well,
fuck the
hey, you know
review.
me and Roger Ebert.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
All right. Moving on here. The next movie that I picked was August: Osage County.
Hmm.
It was released in 2013, based on the play of the same name, written by Tracy Letts, who also is an actor and was in the movie The Post, which may or may not come up later in Zach's introductions here.
Hmm.
It was directed by John Wells. Not familiar with him, but he did a couple episodes of ER, a couple episodes of one of my favorite shows, Shameless, a couple episodes of the new hit show, The Pit, and was the director of the critically acclaimed movie Burnt with Jon Favreau.
Oh, really? Huh. Nice, nice.
Written also by Tracy Letts, obviously, because he did the play,
Hmm.
and, or I'm sorry, John Wells, he did the play. Tracy Letts did the play.
Okay.
It was written by him, and he only has one other writing credit that I was aware of, from The Woman in the Window with Amy Adams, which came out, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
Stars a plethora of
Hmm.
names in Hollywood here. I'm going to read all of them because I felt bad if I was going to leave one of these out.
Absolutely.
Dermot Mulroney, obviously Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts, Chris Cooper, Ewan McGregor, Margot Martindale, Sam Shepard, Juliette Lewis, Benedict Cumberbatch, Abigail Breslin, and Julianne Nicholson.
It's cool.
I mean, I,
That was a
I
star-studded cast,
recognized
man. Yeah,
damn near every single person in this movie.
and they all get their little moments to shine in it too. I liked it.
They do, they do. Ebert mentioned it in his review. I didn't put that quote, but because it is based upon a play, kind of every character has their kind of moment to shine,
Hmm.
or if they're going to get an Academy Award or not. So every character in this movie, every actor in this movie, kind of has a 5-10 minute soliloquy, and it kind of focuses on each character. We'll get into that more. It is about a funeral brings a broken family back together, only to reopen old wounds and create possibly new ones.
Yes. Short.
I did lift this review from RogerEbert.com,
Okay.
although he passed away about 8 months prior to the release of this movie. So this is by Susan. I'm gonna murder this name. Wolzenzinya.
Oh,
Yeah, I
close
know that's
enough.
not
Close
right.
enough. Why not?
There's a lot of Z's and Y's in that name. She actually gave it 3 stars. Not quite the critic reviewer that Ebert was, but she said what compensates for the claustrophobia is a cast that is bedazzled with Oscar trophies and nominations as they come. Excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat tonight, Zach.
It's all right. It's all right.
It did get 2 Oscar nominations: Meryl Streep for supporting actress and Julia Roberts for supporting actress, but no wins, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is kind of it's kind of unfortunate. Everybody did a really good job in that movie, I thought.
Yeah, it's a fan. Honestly, I'd never seen it before this podcast, and
Me neither. Me neither.
it
And
it was. I was actually pleasantly surprised. It's very dark humor,
yes,
and Meryl Streep goes for it, and we'll talk about that more when we debate. But
pulls on a lot of
phenomenal
emotional
performance.
strings. Yeah, yeah. Okay, my turn. I got Out of Africa from 1985, and it was directed by Sidney Pollack. Also directed the late Robert Redford in a classic spy thriller that you, Jaaron, may have heard of, 3 Days of the Condor. It's
Fucking
a
love that movie.
it's a good one. Based on the poems by Isaac Dennison, which
Mm-hmm.
happened to be the pen name of Karen Blixen, Meryl Streep's character in the
Who's
movie.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
It was a screenplay by Kurt Lutke, co-starring, as I mentioned, Robert Redford, Klaus Maria Brandar, and Michael Kitchens. Uh, I took this from Peacock. So the 1985 Best
Perfect.
Picture winner is based in Kenya during the early 1900s. As the married Baroness, Dixon falls in love with a British hunter, Dennis Finch Hatton. I'm going to go with your boy Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. He gave the
Yeah,
film 4 out of 4 and called it
yeah.
one of the great recent epic romances, adding, what we have here is an old fashioned, intelligent, thoughtful love story told
Mm-hmm.
with enough care and attention that we really get involved in the passions among the characters.
Yeah.
Way to go, Raj. Yeah,
Oh, he kills it every time.
he does.
Well, there's some misses, but
Yeah,
long movie, might I add. Long movie.
yeah. What was it? A little short of
Pushing two
three
and a half.
hours or something? Yeah, I was going to say.
Pushing 2.5.
Yeah, I thought it was longer than that. Frack me.
You
Whatever,
know,
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
love stories aren't our forte, so I'm gonna be
Yeah.
pretty excited to where we put that on. It's a well made movie, vistas, you know, classic landscapes, great love story. Just not my type of film.
Yeah.
Next on my list, The Iron Lady, released in 2011, directed by Felida Lloyd, who also directed Meryl Streep in another hit movie called Mamma Mia, which
Hmm.
my girlfriend Jacqueline absolutely loves and made me watch the other night. Written by Abby Morgan. No other writing credits to her
Okay.
name,
Okay.
but Margaret Thatcher. Okay, I'll go to the about first here. It is about the life pre and post prime minister role of the late great Margaret Thatcher. Kind of tough to write something about. It's not really a biographical film, but I kind of give Abby Morgan a little bit of leeway here because it's hard to write something about
Hmm.
a very well known person and the events of their lives. So it stars obviously Meryl Streep, Jim Broadbent, who I love, Richard E. Grant, and Susan Brown. Roger Ebert, 2 stars.
Yeah. That's actually a little
Kind of
generous in my mind, but we can
well,
we'll debate about it later. Yeah.
yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. The quote that I lifted from the website is Streep creates an uncanny impersonation of Thatcher, but in this film, she's all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Hmm.
Says the writer and director seem to have little idea of what they think about Thatcher or what they even want to say. Just based upon that little excerpt from, I'm surprised he even gave it 2 stars.
Yeah.
Probably because Streep gives a phenomenal performance.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
like most of her movies, she really dives in head first, and at times I couldn't even fucking recognize her.
No, you're right.
And then Oscar nominations. I'm sorry, Oscar wins. Streep Best Actress in a Leading Role, and Achievement in Makeup. So, a 2-time Oscar-winning movie that we will certainly discuss when we get into the debate section.
Absolutely. Oh crap! Is it my turn, bro?
Do you want me to go back to back? No. You go
Oh
ahead.
shit!
You go ahead.
Well, why not? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No.
All right. Next on my list is The Post. As Jaaron mentioned earlier, he spoiled it. Thanks a lot. That's all right.
I know. I gave a tease. I gave a tease.
That's true. Uh, came out in 2017. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and other than her narrating for his film AI, this was their first collaboration between Spielberg and Streep. So that was pretty cool. Uh, Original screenplay was written by a lady named Liz Hannah, writer of a couple good Hulu miniseries, The Girl from
Oh,
Plainview and The Dropout. Have you seen or heard of those, Jaren?
I've heard of The Girl from Plainview. I've not heard or even seen The Dropout.
Yeah, it's like they weren't bad. They weren't bad, but you might have to look them up later because I don't remember any of the characters' names, so I don't want to
Fun
butcher.
fact here: I actually just canceled my Hulu subscription. So
No shit. I just got
just
Hulu subscriptions.
I only watch Always Sunny on it, and
Oh,
just I love Always Sunny, but it's just not worth $20 a month.
yeah, and you don't like ads, so you're not willing to go down to the $12 with the ads.
Not doing commercials. I'm not doing them.
You just
I
got
did
to.
them my entire childhood. I'm not going back to that.
But anyways, yeah, Liz Hannah did the wrote the original, and then it was rewritten by Josh Singer, the writer of another terrific film about investigative journalism, and that was Spotlight, which you and I
Ooh,
talked about. Surprisingly, we talk about that movie a lot. I mean, it
we
shouldn't
love
be
that
too
movie.
surprising, but we both love that movie.
It is a
Uh,
fucking phenomenal movie.
yeah,
They knew, and they did nothing about
two kids. Yeah.
it. Fans of the
Anyway,
rewatchables will get that reference.
yeah, we'll hit it. We'll hit it sometime. It's co-starring Tom Hanks, of course. Then I feel like Spielberg must have selected a bunch of actors from some of my favorite shows because you got
Oh my gosh, seriously.
Bob Odenkirk from Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Then you got Michael Stahlberg from Boardwalk Empire, Zach Wood from the later Office seasons, and of course I'll
Yep,
mention
hilarious.
Sarah Paulson, Bradley Whitford, David Cross, Jesse Plemons, and Bruce
Yes.
Underwood. Yeah, all those guys.
I mean, you could go on and on. That's another who's who type of lineup.
But it's about Catherine Graham and Ben Bradley of the Washington Post uncover a government scandal involving the Vietnam War that spans 5 presidencies. Uh, all I wrote down for I didn't use a critic. I chose Bob Woodward, a former actual real life Washington Post journalist who uncovered the Watergate scandal, and he said that this film is quote unquote a masterpiece. But
Wow.
high
I
praise.
have different thoughts, so we'll talk
Oh,
about
really?
that
Okay,
later.
good.
The next movie on my list, a classic from 1979, Kramer versus Kramer, directed by Robert Benton, who also did Bad Company, The Late Show, and Billy Bathgate. Written also by Robert Benton and Avery Corman. No other really notable from them, but I
Mhm.
did see that Meryl Streep was uncredited for her dialogue collaboration.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
from the research I did on this movie, there was a lot of improvisation between Dustin Hoffman and the child actor Justin Henry in this movie.
Okay.
They kind of decided on the fly that they were gonna act like an estranged father son for a lot of the movie, and it worked well in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
it's it stars obviously Meryl Streep, Dustin Hoffman, Jane Alexander, and the aforementioned Justin Henry, who was only 8 years old at the time.
Mhm.
It is about a serious businessman and housewife divorce and go to court for the custody of their son. I know that's a very short synopsis, but it does
No, it
kind of.
works, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that. Am I wrong?
Am I
Am I wrong?
Is this the third episode that we've quoted Big Lebowski out of nowhere?
Well,
It
probably like
worked.
the seventh.
Oh.
Roger Ebert actually gave this movie 4 stars.
Mhm.
And I wanted to take a couple of excerpts from his review, so I didn't write them down. I just have screenshots of them, so I'm going to read them really quickly. He says Kramer versus Kramer wouldn't be half as good, half as intriguing or absorbing if the movie had taken sides. This movie is about a situation rich in opportunities for choosing sides, a divorce, and a fight for custody of a child. But what really matters in a story like this isn't who's right or wrong, but if the people involved are able to behave accordingly to their own better nature. Isn't it so often the case that we're selfish and mean spirited in those tricky human situations that require our limited stores of saintliness?
Ooh.
A lot of big words in there.
Yeah.
Loved it. He couldn't talk more about it. If anybody's interested in Roger Ebert and his reviews, this is one of the better ones I've ever read of his. Being a child, not a child of divorce, but having parents who are now divorced, even though I think I was 17, I can see why this movie would mean a lot to a lot of people. And
Yeah.
we'll get into that
Absolutely.
more, obviously,
Hmm.
as we always do in our debate section. But it was nominated for 9 Oscars,
Won 5, right?
and it took home 5 wins.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it
boy.
did win Best Picture, Best Actor for Dustin Hoffman, Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Streep,
Hmm.
Best Director, and Best Writing.
I don't know
So
who
kind
it
of
was
a
up against that year.
it's
I didn't look
it's
to
a good
see.
movie. Again, another one I had never seen before this podcast. So
I saw it years
glad.
ago, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and the guys from the Rewatchables always talk about it as Bill Simmons is a child of divorce as well. Fantastic movie. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think Zach, you have one more. I have one more.
Yes, I do. And my last one is Sophie's Choice from 1982. It was directed by Alan Pakula. Speaking of the
Mm,
Watergate scandal, he
yes,
also directed a movie on that subject, and it's one of our favorite films. Well,
All the President's Men.
yeah, more so you. Like, I'm not
I
good with
love that
names,
movie.
and there's a lot of names in that one for me. So,
Yep.
but yeah, Pakula wrote the screenplay, which was based on William Styron's novel of the same name. Of course, it stars Meryl Streep and Calvin Klein and Peter MacNicol. Uh, this movie is about a couple choices that Sophie makes. I'm just
You don't say. The
I had to play.
titular character has
Yeah,
some choices. Let's.
I had
What
to
should we call
plagiarize
this
that
movie?
one.
Let's
I
call it Sophie's Choice. Yeah. Let's.
yeah, I plagiarized that one. I couldn't come up with it. So no, I'm just
No,
kidding.
that was good. That was good.
No, it's a Southern amateur novelist follows a Polish Holocaust survivor through her present journey with her unstable lover and her torturous past riddled with morally difficult choices. So
Yeah.
was that maybe I shouldn't have joked about it because of the subject matter of Sophie's
No,
Choice.
no,
But
we need to keep it light on this
yeah, that's
podcast.
true. That's
You
true.
and I are always about keeping it light.
We are. Gary Arnold of the speaking of the Washington Post wrote, "There is greatness in an extraordinary performance of Meryl Streep, Kevin Kline, and Peter MacNicol, who endow the principal characters of Sophie's Choice with appealing, ultimately heartbreaking individuality and romantic glamour." So,
Hmm.
did I say Kevin Kline or Calvin Klein in my
No,
intro?
you did say Kevin. You
Okay,
did.
whew, thank goodness. But
Yeah, no, you nailed it.
awesome. I'm glad I can say Kevin. Good.
Peter. Yeah, Peter MacNicol. Well, I'll have more thoughts on his performance and his just him as an actor here later on. My next movie, I know everybody has been waiting for
Yes.
the much allotted or applauded The Devil Wears Prada, released in 2006. Again, another movie I watched with my girlfriend Jacqueline because she absolutely loves
Had
this
to.
movie.
Yeah.
As soon as I said, "Oh, we're doing Meryl Streep for the next pod," she's like, "You're gonna put Devil Wears Prada, right? Devil Wears Prada is gonna be on your list, right?" I'm like,
Every 2 seconds. Yeah.
I guess, yeah." She's like, "And we can watch it today." So we did.
We watched it 4 times actually.
Yeah, yeah, back to back. Let's run it back.
Yeah.
directed by David Frankel, who also directed the movie Marley and Me, which is a very cute movie. And kind of surprising, Zach, I know you'll appreciate this. He directed 2 episodes of The Band of Brothers.
He directed one of my favorite episodes, actually.
No
The
way.
Breaking Point. Yep, that's what I
Oh,
feel is one of their best episodes is the last or the second to the middle Battle of the Bulge episode.
oh
Yeah.
wow. I unfortunately have not seen that show, so
Oh my god,
I'm sorry. I know.
man.
Written by Elaine Brown McKenna, but based on the novel by Lauren Weisberger. Obviously, it was a hit movie, and they just released that they're going to have Devil Wears Prada 2
They
coming
are.
out.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's later this year in December or possibly in January of next year.
I think it's January of next year. I think.
For those living under a rock who have never heard of this movie, it stars obviously Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Adrian Grenier, Emily Blunt, and one of our favorites, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, he's great in
It
this
is a
too.
Yeah, very different role. He's got a wide array of characters that he can play. I tell you what, Stanley Tucci, famous character actor.
Yeah.
It is about an aspiring journalist that takes an assistant job with a high-level fashion magazine and legendary fashionista Miranda Priestley. Roger Ebert gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
It was a pretty lengthy review. He said that it reminded him of a lot of boyhood books of young enthusiastic boys who would finally get their quote unquote big shot as men, but really couldn't pull any quote of substance. He did say he enjoyed the movie. Streep gives a fantastic performance. Anne Hathaway is on her, a star that's rising up with, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci, great supporting characters. But he kept reverting back to these boyhood books that he read and how it would just make him think of quotes from those movies when they had inner monologue in these movies. So not a terrible movie, I will say. It was the first time
No,
I saw it.
I mean, I think I said that it's the one of the movies I least relate to because I'm not fashionable at all.
No way. You?
Me? Yeah, me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was a hit movie among preteens, women. I mean, you
I
name it. It was a hit movie. I'm surprised that it took him 20 years
to
to
do
make a
a
second one.
sequel, yeah. But I mean, I think whenever you mention Meryl, this is the movie most people mention first.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Unless you're 57 years old.
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
And then I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my 10 and 9. Oh,
Okay.
so again, for the new listeners, so now that we've introduced every movie on the list that Zach and I have chosen, the format kind of flows in this sort where I will introduce my 10 and 9, and Zach will either debate me or agree with me on where I have them, and we will go along with each movie, talking about them, debating about them, and ultimately come up with our top 10. Now, the reason I say I want to go first here is because I just introduced Devil Wears Prada as my last movie I chose, and I have it ranked at number 10.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Surprising to you.
It is a little surprising, yeah.
Okay,
Because
tell me why.
because like I mentioned, when you connect Meryl Streep to most people, the first movie they
Sure.
is Devil Wears Prada, and as I said again, I don't relate to the movie at all, and I actually wasn't a huge fan of the movie. It was decent, but I had it at 7. That's where I had it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, and it is important to note, as always, Zach and I will differentiate on the definition of how we rank movies. Is it movies that we enjoy or is it good movies? This is something that Zach and I have discussed many, many times when we talk about the greatest movies of all time.
yeah, yeah.
In our opinion, great movies can be movies that you don't personally like, and there are movies that you could personally love that aren't great movies.
It's true. It's unfortunate, but true.
So I had Devil Wears Prada at 10, and then Iron Lady at 9.
I had it at 9 as well. And the only reason I had it ahead of my number 10 was because she won the Oscar for it. I
Yeah,
I, I really didn't like anything about I didn't really like that much about uh what am I talking about? I'm talking on my ass again. Yeah,
You're
that
talking
was
about
the
Iron Lady.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, her performance was the only positive thing I took from that movie.
I
So
I completely agree. The makeup, which also won the Oscar, like I mentioned earlier, phenomenal. I When I first started watching the movie, I thought, "Damn, that is a very beautiful woman in Meryl Streep under all of that makeup."
yeah, it's true.
And as in most of her movies, especially her critically acclaimed movies, the accent is just spot on. And in some of the scenes where she's kind of beginning to become senile as she's hallucinating her late husband,
Right.
she, even her acting style changes, and she's stammering more, and she's mumbling more, and she's having these little flashbacks, or not flashbacks, hallucinations with her husband, where she's speaking to no one there, and someone comes in the room, and she's halfway surprised. And yeah, I can definitely see how and why she won the Oscar that year, but just
Absolutely.
everything else around her, as Roger Ebert said, it just seemed like there was no direction. They didn't really make a stance on Margaret Thatcher. It was just kind of, this was her life, and take what you want to take from it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you mentioned the hallucination scenes. I just didn't think it worked. There was a lot about this movie that didn't work for me, other
Yeah.
than her performance. So yeah. So I put
Yeah,
it
and
at
she just,
9. So
and she's entertaining as hell, as she is in 93% of her acting credits. Which I will add, she's had 104 acting credits. I meant to point that out earlier, but
shit.
yeah, it's a lot of acting credits. But yeah, no, Iron Lady won the Oscar. Was kind of a big deal. I remember when it came out. Oh, a biography, or a biopic about Margaret Thatcher, and just didn't do it for me.
Didn't do it for either one of us. Okay.
So I have to
Well,
ask then, Zach, what did you have at 10?
well, I had Marvin's Room, and the only
Wow.
yeah, I mean the
Okay.
only reason I had it at 10, uh, because it had that like kind of laugh track comedy, only without the laugh track, and I kind of was
Yeah,
turned off from that. But as I mentioned in my review, it does show the importance of family and the unconditional love that comes with it. But so
totally.
that totally interchangeable. The three that I have towards the back are, you could swap them all around, and I it wouldn't.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I originally had Marvin's Room at 8, so I'm not too, or I'm sorry, at 9, so I'm not too far off with just switching those around.
oh, okay, okay,
So it sounds like Iron Lady is going to be penciled in right at 9,
yeah,
since we agreed upon it. I've already written it in ink, Jack, it's final.
right, right.
Marvin's Room at 10. I am kind of surprising though.
What would you?
A very subdued performance by Robert De Niro, my boy.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
He
he's just
kind of a kooky doctor role.
yeah, he's odd. He's not very good at his job, and it's yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's not taking himself too seriously, but he's not going, full on meet the parents.
right, right.
I thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio burning a house down, and maybe I think the second scene
Hmm. That's
was
his
kind of
first.
a,
Yeah, his first.
yeah, he plays a brat real well, and this is kind of similar to one of your favorites, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, where it's
Hell
kind of about an estranged family who, the mom dad are kind of stuck at home. There's one family member who's kind of wants to get out and about. There's another family who's kind of keeping them inside. And it was kind of hit a personal note with me with the whole bone marrow biopsy, bone marrow transplant
oh right,
situation,
yeah, yeah.
which was pretty surprising to me. I knew it was about, some sort of illness, but I thought it was about their father, Marvin. I wasn't,
You mean the
I wasn't
assumption
privy.
because of the title? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course. So that kind of hit home for me. But uh, it was an entertaining movie. I talked to Jacqueline about it because she came over right after, and or we got on FaceTime right after, and I'm like, good movie, just not a lot of not a lot happened.
No, you're right. It's
It's very much about
oh,
family, and you know the disgruntles of each family member, and kind of estranged. Hadn't seen her sister in 20 years, and now how do we rebuild this just because I have leukemia, and will you be adult? Things like that. So I kind of get that. Again, I had it at in the beginning. I had it at 8, and then for listeners, you'll know that I vacillate with my rankings. I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before I actually came up with my final top 10. I'm okay with it. Marvin's Room.
What, keeping it at 10?
Yeah, but then we have to put Devil Wears Prada at 8.
I'm guessing you had River Wild at 7.
I actually had it higher, which I knew was going to happen.
You bastard.
Hold on. We're going to talk about this. This is what we do.
This was, River Wild was one of my the ones that I feel like I was going to be stubborn on, because I feel like my back three are like firmly, they firmly should be in the back, and there should be no give or take. Like, it's like,
Okay.
well, maybe, I don't know.
No, in one of my rankings, I had River Wild at 7. I moved it up to 6 at one point. I had it at 5 at another point.
Then I had it at 1, and then I just...
I think this is the greatest movie of all time for a little bit. And then I kind of talked myself, okay, maybe not. We're gonna agree on it today. It's fine. I had it at 5 just so I could make the argument for it.
There we go. Okay, you conned me, you motherfucker.
And again, and those listeners know this is how we do. If I want something a little higher on the list, I'm going to put it higher than what even I might think it is, so I could have that bargaining tool with Zach, so we can come to an agreement. I thought he was going to have it at 10, ladies and gentlemen.
I could have easily, yeah.
No, you could not.
I'm just saying, Tom and Gail, I understand that he's like an architect and she's a fucking teacher, so there was like an academic attraction maybe, but let's
nothing to do with
those
it.
Those two don't get married, and I mean,
you don't think they even get married?
Yeah, Curtis Hansen's got to use scenery to make the movie look good, and there's scenes where there's missing sound effects where it's just the sound of them splashing in the water, but the camera's at a bird's eye view angle. It's like,
there's a lot of in depth for someone who doesn't like the movie.
No, I don't like the movie.
As I mentioned earlier, this is one of my go-tos just to kind of either fall asleep to or put on in the background. It doesn't have a lot of moving plot points. It is very predictable. It's Hollywood just doing the same thing over and over again.
We'll see.
I think Kevin Bacon plays a tremendous psychopath.
Yeah, he's worse in Sleepers, but yes, he's pretty good in this one.
Okay. Wow. I hope we talk about that movie sometime in the future, because that is a mind fuck of a movie.
It is. It's fucked up.
I love to say the name David Strathairn because I think I nail it every time, and a lot of people fuck that up. So, but I mean, yeah, he plays the architect dad who's kind of the nerd who then becomes the hero at the end, and it's very archetype. Also, another reason, John C. Reilly before he became a comedy star. I mean, for those younger generations who only know John C. Reilly from Walk Hard and Step Brothers and shit like
it's weird
Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
this is where he's playing a serious role. It's great to see him like that. And then the kid from Jurassic Park, right? It's fun.
Yeah, well, and I was gonna say that how many movies out there are there about whitewater rafting and shit like that. Like,
there's really not a lot of them out there,
and that's why I assume that's why Meryl takes this role, because it's just something fun, and she did most of her own stunts and things like that. So,
and it's one of the few movies, honestly, especially on our list, where she doesn't have an accent. Like, she's really not. I don't think she had her link. What do they call him? Not an accent teacher, a vocal teacher, whatever they call him. They're like, just stay home for this one. I'm just going to use my normal voice.
And she signs, but she signs.
Oh, she does sign, and she does it well. And I'm assuming she does it well.
I was going to say, because you mentioned her her accents in your intros. I'm like, shit, man, I don't know. It sounds good to me. I don't know. I don't know if she's
Oh my
doing a
god!
good
Like
job, but
in almost every single movie we have on our list, she has some sort of an accent,
well,
and
and
it ranges from Denmark to Polish to German to
that,
Southern
yeah, the Sophie's
to
Choice accents
English.
are freaking good, and she learned both Polish and German for that role, so it's
Yeah,
pretty.
and I'm not going to be no spoilers, but I don't think there's going to be any surprises.
Yeah, shit, you
Okay,
already
so
surprised me.
River
Never
Wild at
mind.
8. I could keep talking about it, especially because I have it on my TV right now.
Let's stop talking about it. I hate
It's
it.
just
Just kidding.
it's just a fun movie, Zach. It's a
It is.
fun
No, it
movie.
is. The gauntlet part is cool. Like I said, and I thought that part, the whitewater rafting's an original story. So, but I'm
Definite
good with
flaws. It's not a classic by any means. It's not a great
yeah,
movie. It's a fun movie for me.
yeah.
Okay, so I had River Wild at 5. I gave up a little bit, put it at 8. It's fine.
Okay, good.
I actually had Marvin's Room at 6.
Huh.
Right. Again, kind of hit a personal note with me. Was a little better than I thought. I thought Meryl gave an excellent performance.
I mean,
I,
everybody
I
did, really. I
yeah,
thought,
no, and I originally had it at 8, or I'm sorry, at 9, like I said. So, and I just moved it up. This is this has got to be one of the harder ones. Yes, those bottom 3 and maybe River Wild were interchangeable. But now we're going to get into the top 6 here, and I feel like this is going to be. I'm not going to argue too much about any of them. I don't think.
I don't think so either. This
I
should be
mean, if
smooth sailing.
yeah, if we can talk about each one. If you have one much higher than I do, okay, let's talk about it. But again, people, this is Meryl fucking Streep we're talking about.
Yeah,
Like, and again, I should have prefaced this in the intro. It is Meryl Streep movies, but Zach and I really are focusing on the movie itself, not so much as Meryl Streep's performance.
because as we discussed, she's great in pretty much everything. So it's kind of hard
Exactly.
to
And
pinpoint any single performance that she makes or she
and
does.
if we were gonna do Meryl Streep performance, I would put Iron Lady at like 1 or 2,
No, totally. Yeah, I
right?
agree. I
So,
agree.
but that's not how we rank it. Again, this is our fucking pod. So at 6, what did you have, Zach?
I had the post.
Totally agree.
Okay. What the fuck?
How could you?
How could you do that?
I had no. I had the post at 7, and then I had it at 8, and then I had it back at 7. Then I had it at 6.
They move around so fucking.
Then I had it at 5.
I make like 2 lists, and I'm like good to
No, no,
go. Bro. And you
it's
have like
just. Well, I
eight
mean,
revisions,
I,
bro.
I I make an original list, even if I
Well, I
haven't
do
seen the
that
movie.
too. Yeah.
I make an original, and then as I watch each one, I no, actually, I fucked up on this one, so I'm going to put this here. But I actually had the post at 6 for my final ranking, so we're right
Okay.
on. We're right on with that.
I mean, yeah, as we said, Meryl's great. She plays Catherine Graham pretty timid, insecure, and
Yeah,
vulnerable. And as far as the movie as a whole goes, I know a lot of people say Spielberg was rushed during the production because of the whole where the state of media was at the time. The fake news kind of became a theme, so he wanted to
yeah. So
get
get
it
ahead
out
of that.
there. Yeah, right. So,
But I
but
mean, I honestly just I've seen it before, so I knew the movie. I'd watched it the other night, laying in bed. I kind of dozed off here and there. So I actually just watched it right before we started this pod again.
mhm.
Just kind of as I was cleaning, I was doing laundry. I'm like, I'll just, I have 2 hours to kill before the pod starts. I'll just put it on again. Again, whenever I watch this movie, I always think about All the President's Men.
It's
And I
hard
know
not.
they're
Yeah,
completely different movies. I do enjoy the fact that the end of the post it leads pretty much right into fucking All the President's Men.
it does. Yeah, yeah,
I
because
mean, all the President's Men
it goes to
could be a
robbery,
sequel.
not the
Yeah,
robbery break-in.
the last scene is the security guard going into the Democratic National Convention building,
Hmm.
and that is where All the President's Men starts.
Yes,
So
sir.
I
Yes.
did enjoy that fact, and I mean that's just good movie making by Spielberg.
Hmm.
to say, hey, this is kind of, this story earlier from the 70s. It led right into, or this was actually, the kind of the preface for that story that kind of never got told.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So, and it's an entertaining movie. And like you said, there's a lot of who's who in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the pacing was a little rushed at times. It's my opinion. I get it. They're on a
Yeah.
deadline, and the John Williams score. We haven't mentioned him yet.
Wasn't
Great
bad.
score, but at
Yeah.
times I felt they kind of up-paced it. Where, hey, we're talking about some pretty heavy shit here, and everybody's talking so fast, and they're kind of cutting scenes really quickly. It's like, okay, what? Like, can we reverse just
Yeah.
30 seconds here?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But that's what I mentioned being rushed. Like everything,
Yeah, exactly, and
trying
and,
to
and
piece
that
it
probably plays
together.
into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good movie, and obviously, it's on our fucking list for a reason.
Mm-hmm. But
Any more notes about the post?
no, I mean the only
Tom Hanks gives a great performance as well.
Tom Hanks does, and the fact that it's a Spielberg movie kind of, to me, it left it out of the bottom, the bottom third. So
It has to be. I
yeah,
mean, it's a well made movie overall.
right.
It's a Spielberg, and again, it's the kind of the first collaboration with Streep, other than the voice narration
For AI, yeah.
for AI, which a movie I've never seen, honestly.
Me and Dad saw it in theaters back when it first came out. Obviously, theaters, but
What did you think of it?
dude, I was pretty young back then, man. I thought it was a little odd because it had Haley Joel Osment and
Yeah,
Jude Law. I don't really remember much of it. All I know is that Kubrick was supposed to make it, and then once Kubrick died, Spielberg took over the project in honor of Kubrick. But
all I remember is like Bicentennial Man was way better.
dude, the Robin Williams movie.
Yeah, the Robert Williams
What
one.
the fuck?
They like came out around the same time. Like, no, it's essentially the same movie. Oh no, no,
No,
no,
no, it's
no,
not.
they're not at all. It's not at all.
It's just a little difference.
Overall, great story about the Washington Post.
Hmm.
I did like the drama they were building around it. Maybe if the ruling had come back different, does the Washington Post, one of the most trusted and professional newspapers we have in this country right now, maybe doesn't exist anymore?
That's very true.
So, you also have to play in the overall importance of not only the story but the movie telling the story.
Yes, sir.
So at number 5, something that I went back and forth with a couple of times. Originally, I had it very high, and then I watched it, and then I watched all the other movies, and it just kept dropping down. It is a great. It is.
Just
It's a fantastically made movie. I will say, not my kind of movie. I have Out of Africa at 5.
I mean, shit, I had it at 4. I probably
Okay.
liked it a lot more than you did, mainly because I kind of gave me
Well,
this
you're a
feel of
romantic.
like a. Well, yeah, oh, yeah, of course, right. It kind of gives me this feel of like a David Lean movie, like a mixture between because David Lean famously directed Lawrence of Arabia, Doctor Zhivago, but his last movie was A Passage to India, and I kind of felt like it was Sidney Pollack's homage to David Lean's
Homage,
way. Yeah,
Zach.
homage. Yeah,
Homage.
homage. But yeah, it's kind of a mix between that and Magambo. And Magambo was a John Ford movie that starred Clark Gable. And the movie's it's a little informative and educational in some ways. And you got
Oh, I thought you said David Lane. My bad.
David Lean. Yeah, David Lean. David, no. But I actually did. I would call it the perfect date movie. Actually, it's got a little soft romance, but some masculinity with the hunting and all. And
Yeah,
it's shot in a very artistic fashion at times, but it's like a grand adventure epic. So
it's a beautiful epic.
yeah.
With the sweeping landscape shots. I mean,
Mhm.
they filmed it in Africa, so that always puts it in a notch above in my book because there's some things you can do in Hollywood, and there's other things you just can't do.
Right.
You can't do this.
Duplicate that. Yeah.
You couldn't even do this in the States.
Nope. I mean, if
I
there's
mean,
fucking
and it's
elephants and lions and shit. Hell no, you can't do it in the states.
no, you cannot. And I thought the fucking scenes with the lions.
It was
I don't
fucking
know how
awesome.
they got. I don't know how they did that.
Luck. Who knows? I mean, you can
Yeah,
train
no kidding.
lions.
Meryl Streep should have probably lost a leg or something. Like, no, I'm sure they did some sort of split screen, having her be that close, or however it happened. I thought, yeah, no, very exciting in some points, very dull at some points. And I get it. It's a
No,
love
it's true.
story.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a love story. I honestly, I thought the first 20, 30 minutes were very convoluted. Like, they're off and it's
Yeah.
snowing. They're talking about, I'm not married. Should we get married? Well, we're friends. Well, let's get married. And then you can be
Yeah.
my baroness. And let's move to Africa. And my family's really rich. And we'll do a dairy farm. And then now we're in Africa. And I'm just like, what the
We're
fuck?
doing because yeah, I get it totally. Yeah.
I'm just like, and you know me, I like character building. So
Mhm.
we're already a half hour in. I'm thinking, I don't know either of these characters. But then obviously it sprawls over about a two and I think it's like 2:37.
Yeah.
So obviously you get to know these characters, you get to care about them. But I thought Meryl Streep and Rob Redford had great chemistry.
They
Honestly,
did. Yeah.
had they cast this movie differently, maybe it wouldn't have been such a hit. Maybe it wouldn't have been such an enticing movie for all the critics. Back, Roger Ebert loved it. I gave it 3.5.
See, me and Roger knows we know what's up, man. We're good
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
that. Yeah.
And again, I have to mention it for maybe the 17th time already on this podcast. Meryl Streep's accent is in this. She does a Dutch accent, and I feel like she nailed it the entire movie. I mean, there's
I don't
some
know.
movies.
I mean, I don't know
It's
anybody from the nether regions, but I get.
I mean, I'm assuming it's spot on.
Will you remind them that these men are from the Netherlands, not from the nether regions?
There are just a lot of movies in which actors will take on this accent, you know, full on to start the movie, and sometimes they film movies out of order. I'd say most of the time they film movies out of order,
Right. They don't
but there
usually do the sequence.
it
Yeah.
yeah, it's just some scenes you can tell where these actors are, they're really into the accent. It's a thick accent. They've committed to it. And then kind of as the movie goes, you can see other scenes where, wow, this southern guy now sounds like a northeastern person, or
Mhm.
you know this you know this West Coast actor who is playing a European sounds like he's from California in these scenes. And her dedication, I mean, I don't Daniel Day Lewis gets the credit for being the most you know what I'm trying fuck, what kind of actor?
A method actor?
A method. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jeez, come on, co-host. What are you doing to me?
Well, I heard you snap your fingers. I was like, I don't know where he's
You know,
going.
what kind of actor.
Yeah, yeah,
Daniel Day Lewis gets this praise constantly for being like the ultimate method actor.
yeah.
Meryl Streep, I mean, especially after watching these 10 movies, she dives full in. I mean, I'm not sure she does it off camera like Daniel Day Lewis does or
No,
anything like that.
that's almost more impressive, though. I think. I think
Yeah,
if you
how you can
turn that
turn it on
switch
and off.
on, yeah, yeah, because that's how Brando used to be. But
Yeah, exactly. Another one of the greatest method actors we've ever had. But she just, yeah, again and again, watching all these movies, just her dedication to the role, her accents, her little mannerisms, her affectations in each one. I mean, she has such a wide array of acting styles that she just, I love Tom Cruise, but now at the end of his career, it's like, okay, that's Tom Cruise,
yeah,
right? It used to be he would go up and down and commit, and now Meryl Streep's been doing it for fucking 50 plus years, and she's still one of the best. She's still one of the best.
she is
Okay, you had Out of Africa at 4. I had it at 5.
right.
Since you
I
made me drop River Wild down so far,
had, you're gonna force me.
I'm going to
You're gonna
pencil
keep
in
that.
Out of Africa at 5.
Well, okay. What did you have at 4?
Well, see, I think, in my opinion, sometimes we can guess each other. Last pod, you fucking nailed my like entire 10, which was crazy.
Oh no shit. 'Cause I thought you got you got mine right with the Hitchcock pod. You got my top 5 down
I think our
cold.
1 and 2 are. I think our 1 and 2 are going to be the same. I don't know.
Okay. You might be surprised with my number 2, but
Wow. Okay. Well, then shit. Let's quit talking about it and talk about it. So,
yeah. Okay.
so at my number 4, I had Bridges of Madison County.
Okay, because I had it at 5, but I actually, strange considering like Eastwood wasn't even nominated for Best Director, but I think this is actually the best directed movie on the list. And I don't know if it's
Wow.
like the way Eastwood uses like the tracking shots from
Yeah.
like on the bridge with Streep
On the
himself. He's got,
bridge.
yeah,
Yeah.
on the bridge, and then the final scene in the house, and you see,
Well, even like when he's standing in the rain, and then
yeah,
he starts
exactly.
to walk away, and then the truck kind of pulls away, and there are these shots where it's a close up with her hand on the door handle, and then the turn signal on his truck, and then
Hmm.
back to her door handle, and then you see him kind of wipe his face, like, how long do I sit here at this green light?
Yeah, because he's looking
And,
in the rearview mirror, and you see he
yeah,
puts like the medallion and stuff on it, and freaking
and then it cuts to her husband, who's like, "What's wrong,
yeah.
Francesca?"
What's wrong with this? Yeah, yeah,
He's like, "Will you tell me?" And yeah, no, I agree. And then all the scenes around the bridges, just how he's tracking down, and then
right.
when she's walking in, and he kind of swoops around her, and then he comes into the scene. Like, I always love it. I can't honestly fathom how actors can also direct the movies that they're in.
Well, it's Eastwood trusts his crew. Like we give a lot of credit to what he does, but I think he gives his crew uh, a lot of leeway. I
Freedom,
guess
yeah, a
like
lot of
freedom,
freedom.
freedom.
Do
Yeah.
what you need to
So
do. Like,
yeah.
and he's famous for, okay, let's shoot this and let's go.
Hmm. Yeah, and his, I mean, not only his directing, but you got these two titans of industry, like of the film industry, just sitting there. And I always, how I love it when you just got these two people sitting in a room and it's still entertaining. So I think
Well,
there's,
and this was not her breakout role, because honestly,
oh no, she had
D-
already won two Oscars in the '80s
yeah,
by
Deer
after
Hunter.
Sophie's
I mean,
Choice, she'd won two Oscars, so it wasn't.
yeah, and again, for those listening, like, hey, how come my favorite film? I do have a list of honorable mentions that I'm going to go over at the end of the podcast, so just stay tuned for that. Deer Hunter will be on there. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
This was like, yeah, she had already done a couple of great performances in the '80s, and then in her early '90s, I was kind of going through her filmography, and I'm thinking, wow, I don't know if like she had a bad agent or she was just not getting the scripts that she wanted, but there were a lot of nothing there in the
hmm,
mid or the early '90s, and then this kind of broke her out with her and Eastwood collaborating. Where,
yeah,
okay, yeah, this woman's going to be stick. She's not a two-hit wonder here. She's
yeah.
going to be around for a while.
And just to mention before we move on, to mention that scene where he picks the flowers for her and she's like, "Oh, they're nice,
Those
but
are poisonous,
they're poisonous," and he just
and he drops them like, that's great.
yeah, yeah, he doesn't toss them or freak out. He just drops them.
It
Oh
just
my god,
drops like, oh,
I had a pretty good laugh about that one, dude. Oh,
oh
those
no,
are
same
poisonous.
here. It was great. And honestly, I don't think we've mentioned so far, because our list, we haven't really done a lot of her older stuff yet. We're just getting into her older films, but Meryl Streep was downright beautiful.
Yeah,
She still is downright beautiful, but especially in this movie, again, I have to mention her accent, the Italian accent that she has in this. It's just
sounds
lovely.
good. Yeah, sounds good.
It does. And then I thought, so I had this pretty low at first. I love the scenes, almost every single scene with her and Clint Eastwood. The
Yeah,
intercutting of the children.
I hated it, dude. Or
One,
were you good
one,
with it or?
those are not good actors.
No, and that was my biggest nitpick because I was like, I just they're just not very good, man. And
No. In the very first scene where, the lawyer is talking about how she changed her will, they're like, what? Oh, what? Oh, no, no, she's obviously not a sound mind. And like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
they don't even resemble brother and sister either. So I don't
no, yeah,
ever
not at
do that.
all. And
You
then
don't have to, but
there's
uh,
like an intercut at like the 40-minute mark where the sister kind of walks over to the pantry, like, are you hungry? And he's like, I didn't know it was that bad, sis. And it's just one of the fucking worst line readings I've ever heard. It's like,
I don't know where
it's
those two.
almost as bad as in the Spartacus with the
Hey,
I
there's
don't know
nothing
how
bad.
I'll ever repay
There's
you.
nothing. Yeah, there's nothing bad in Spartacus. Take that back.
No, that one
Just
line reading is bad.
I don't know how I'll ever be.
I don't know how I would ever repay you.
It
Like,
was
what
stub,
the
you
fuck,
motherfucker.
dude? Not great.
Okay.
But I thought, every scene, the chemistry again with Meryl and Clint. I don't know if Clint was a heartthrob back in the day.
Back in the day, it was. Hell yeah. Freaking the
I
ladies
mean,
love
in this
Clint,
movie,
man. Oh, in this one? I don't know about this one.
yeah, but I
He was still a
mean,
pretty handsome dude.
they're kind of mute cute, when they're traveling in the truck and who's kind of having this small talk, and he reaches for the cigarettes, and then
He's
later
a
in the
terrible
night
smoker, dude. He can't.
they have to,
He's,
yeah, no.
yeah,
And then he offers, "Would you like another cigarette?" I don't think we saw Meryl Streep smoke the first one.
I don't think so. Maybe he was offering it for like later or something.
Yeah,
Assuming she was a. I don't know.
and voiceover can either hurt or help movies, especially with the children, with the intercutting. It's like the narration should be coming from them, but it comes from her. But
Right.
when she was talking about, "Oh, I was thinking he was just in the same shower minutes before," it became very erotic for me. I was like, "Whoa,
Whoa.
I did not expect that line to come out of her mouth." But I mean, overall, fucking just, I mean, a great movie, right?
Yeah. I was surprised. I never seen it, so I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
should
same
be.
here.
Clint
And
just
again, it's
he
not a
just
rom
won
com.
his yeah, he just won his best director Oscar for Unforgiven. So, I mean, he was riding high with confidence as well, I'm
For
sure.
sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, very surprisingly good movie for me, and for you. Sounds like so.
Yeah.
You had it at 5. I had it at 4. I'm
We can
forcing you to put Out of Africa at 5. So
okay. Fine.
Bridges
Whatever.
of Madison County right there at 3.
I'm okay with that. I'm not going to argue with that one.
And I think maybe our top 3 are going to be identical. So if so, we'll have to spend a little bit of time on each movie since we're not
Yeah.
going to debate much. But what did you have at 3?
Well, don't freak out, but I had Kramer versus Kramer. And the only reason I had it at 3 was cuz she's not in it as much. And I'm not saying it's a
That's
bad.
not the point of the podcast.
I'm just saying, I mean, if we're doing movies and not performance,
9 nominations.
that's exactly what we're talking about. Because if she's barely in the movie, then you have to focus on the movie. But I also understand, like, yeah, yeah, I get it. I could easily put it at number one, but it's the most
Whoa,
popular
let's not
movie.
get ahead of ourselves there.
Well, it's probably the most popular movie on this list as a critical and
Yeah, not
commercial
9
success.
nominations, 5
Yeah.
Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean,
but
I
no,
don't know.
I get what you're saying, and I actually had this movie ranked pretty fucking low, honestly. My first one. Hold on, let me go back to my first ranking because I thought the same thing after I watched it. I'm like, she's barely in the movie.
Yeah, which going back, I'm kind of you're
She's
right
in.
because it shouldn't have mattered because we're doing movie and it doesn't. I think I was just trying to justify having it at 3, but
I mean, she's in that first scene or two, and then she kind of disappears for about what 30, 35, 40 minutes.
I mean, the movie's only an hour 40 or hour 45, so if she's missing
Well,
for an hour or so, that's kind of a big deal. But
I'm sure. I would say
I don't think it was an hour, but
it's at least. Well, no, it cuts in and out where, but I would say at least a half an hour. She's not in the movie at all.
at
Like there's a
all.
straight half an hour where she is not seen in it. And originally, yeah, no, I had it all the way at 7 at first.
Holy moly!
I know, and then because again, I was thinking, well, she's barely in the movie. This is a Dustin Hoffman movie.
Correct. And he was apparently quite the douchebag behind the scenes. He treated Meryl Streep like shit.
Well,
Doesn't
very
surprise
poorly.
me. Yeah.
Well, and again, talk about riding high. I mean, and he won the Oscar for this. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
but the more I think about it, it is a fantastic movie. It's
It
very
is.
well written. The dialogue is spot on. I mean, these characters feel like they're actually talking to one another.
Mhm.
It really does not feel like this was written in some room by a writer or a team of writers and then given to these actors to say, read just how I wrote this. Now, I did mention there was some improv going on with Dustin and
And
the
the boy.
child actor,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean, watching it, normally you'll watch a film that you've never seen. If it kind of starts to drag a little bit here and there, you get on your phone. I'll fuck with my dog a little bit.
Yeah.
I was actually into this movie the entire time, and I thought Dustin Hoffman's first few scenes with his son after Streep leaves, rough, man. I mean, I thought he was kind of going forward a little bit in a few scenes, like when he's making the French toast,
Yeah,
and he's putting the batter in something a piece
it's
of bread can't even fit into,
yeah. So he just folds it. Yeah, it's
and he
freaking.
just folds it in half, and then he's yelling at his kid. He doesn't know what grade he's even in, and then
Mhm.
as that hour, half hour, whatever, where Meryl's not in it, you totally see the progression, and I can see how he won the Academy Award for it. He's playing two different men in this movie.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah, just the way the character, not Dustin himself. I don't know Dustin Hoffman personally,
of course
but the
not.
way his character does, at the beginning, doesn't even know his kid's grade, and then he's taking a job. Just hey, hire me or not, which I thought was a great scene. I want this job. I know it's below me. Take it or leave it. Today only.
Yeah, and it's well, part of the. I mean, part of the reason he became successful in his professional career, he just applied it to being a single father. That's how he eventually. That's
Right.
how I feel he eventually molded into being a good single father. But
Yeah, because it was only Ratso in Urban Cowboy, right?
that's Midnight Cowboy. But he was
Midnight Cowboy.
also
Yeah, Urban Cowboy is John Travolta.
right,
Yeah.
right. But he also did The Graduate, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's true.
he was in Marathon Man, and he was in a few movies by then.
That's
So
right.
I
But Meryl Streep was also very good in Kramer versus Kramer
versus
as well.
Kramer, especially the breakdown the court sequence. Yeah.
The emotion, yeah, exactly. That's
Hmm.
exactly what I was gonna say. And for anybody who's a child of divorce, I'm sure you can relate, whether how old you were. I thought, like Roger said, the movie itself didn't really take sides. It just laid it out there.
Yeah. I
And then
mean,
obviously it's a happy ending when she decides she's not going to take him. So
yeah, and I'm sure she's obviously still heavily involved in Billy's life, but one of the things I think that drew, as you mentioned, drew audiences to the movie was like divorce and child custody battles are kind of like train wrecks. They're hard to look
sure,
away, entertaining in
exactly.
some part, and at some parts are kind of entertaining. Like it's why we watch reality TV and shit.
Yeah,
And if you know anybody's
exactly.
involved, there's also like a competitiveness that comes with it where you're like, dude, I
Hmm.
hope that you come out on top. And there's frustration whenever a friend or a family member
Oh, definitely. And you
freaking
always
yeah.
take the sides of the one you're closer to, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's human nature. And I thought this movie did a really good job of other than the one scene in the restaurant when she first tells him, "Hey, I want custody," and he kind of freaks out and slams the glass against the wall.
And he didn't tell
I
her that he was going to do that either, and it scared the fuck out of her. And
I bet.
apparently he hit her. I don't know how hard, but it was to get her into character. And I know that Meryl wasn't a huge. She was not a fan of working with Dustin Hoffman.
But I mean, other than that one scene, I mean, pretty much the whole movie. It's yes, he's fighting to get custody. He got fired and they had to get a new job. But even in the courtroom, he's saying, "Wow, you went a little rough on her." And then at the end, she even says he deserves to be home. So it's not other than that one scene. There's not a lot of that competitiveness going on.
No, no,
Even in the scene where they meet in Central Park, it's not. You better take good care of my boy or have him back here at this. At this time, he just lets the kid run to her and he stands there and she yells, "I'll have him right here at 7." And yeah, I thought it's a very well made movie. Obviously, 5 Oscars, it has to be a very well made movie. Very surprised, honestly, Zach, that you had August Osage County in the top two. I
dude,
was I was
I liked
prepared
it a lot, man. I
I was
almost was
prepared to have a deep debate about this because I
no,
thought you were going to have it at like 7 or 8 or something.
no, man. That was I've been meaning to get to that movie for a long time because of the
Same here.
cast. I'm like, well, shit, man. I see it. But like every time I thought about it, it wasn't streaming anymore. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna fucking rent it. I don't want to watch
I'm
it
not
that
gonna
damn
yeah, I'm not
bad.
gonna buy
So
this movie.
yeah, so I just waited until hey, perfect opportunity. We're doing the pod, so let's freaking watch it. And it was incredible
completely on
cast. Yeah,
completely on board with you there. I was in the same boat. I've been meaning to get to it. All star cast. again, based upon a play, so there's not going to be a lot of action. There's not going to
Yeah.
be, a lot of special effects or outside even, right?
No,
I mean, most
no.
of this takes place within the house because that's how a play works.
Yeah.
Delightfully surprised. Me
Yeah, I mean,
too.
I'm not saying that Tracy Letts is like Tennessee Williams or anything, but it's a very well written movie, but based in Oklahoma, which really isn't that far off from Nebraska. I mean,
Right.
Nebraska's got they're both plain states, but I guess Nebraska got better soil for crops and stuff. But yeah, excuse me. But yeah, the director John Wells and cinematographer Adriana Goldman, I thought they did a great job with like just camera placements and making such like the interior lighting so natural, I guess, and I'm always drawn to that, I believe. So
Yeah, and I think we're going to be in agreement here. August Osage County at 2.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I actually have written in my notes while watching the movie. First thing I write, damn, Meryl comes in hot,
Yeah.
all fucked up on pills, and
Mm,
says the word engine.
yeah. A little bit of a racist. Yeah.
And then she comes out yelling at Sam Shepard's character, why don't you go fuck a fucking sow's ass? I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, and even Sam Shepard, I like that. He wasn't in the movie very long, and we
No,
won't get into that one, but even
it's
he
like
was
two
like,
scenes.
yeah, I need you to, cook and clean and do laundry because I realize it kind of gets in the way of my drinking.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's just open like I'm an alcoholic. My
Yeah.
wife is addicted to pills. This is our life.
Yeah.
And he's not even like talking down about it. He's not regretful about it. He's just stating it plainly. I need you to do all the other things because neither of us can do it.
Well, yeah, right, right. I mean, and the movie's just honest. I mean, I do think that there's some portions of it. Maybe the climax is a little excessive, over the top. Like a lot of shit happens in the third act, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of revelations that come out.
Yeah, yeah. But
Right. But a real, like we said, the cast is just phenomenal. I mean, so many awards to go around in this entire movie for everybody involved, and like you mentioned in the introduction, the screenplay really allows a scene or two for every character to come in and kind of show what they got.
right, yeah.
And it's
I,
it's important to note, obviously this is a Weinstein production, whatever, but George Clooney was also a producer on this movie.
shit, was Clooney or was it Pitt? What did I
No,
say?
and I
Nice.
thought, I thought Julia Roberts did a great job. Obviously, she was nominated for an Oscar for this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Meryl's movie.
It is, and
I mean,
she's of course she's great in it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, in every scene that she's in, she just take with her. I mean, I don't want to say overacting, but she is really going for it in this movie. And at the time, 2013, she'd already won all 3 of her Oscars, so
mhm.
she's got nothing to lose in it. And then she's given this script where she plays this Southern Oklahoman kind of a bitch, racist, pill addict whose husband just died. It's like there's a
Yeah,
lot. There's a lot to unravel there.
yeah,
There's a lot to kind of play
yeah.
around with.
Right.
And I thought it was great. There's a line she had there. When the daughters first come back and she lights up a cigarette, and I think it's Julia Roberts. It's like, are you supposed to be smoking? And Meryl just looks at her. Is anybody supposed to smoke? Like, wow. I mean, she's not wrong there. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's supposed to smoke. And her Southern accent, again, I've mentioned it in I think every single movie. Her accent is spot on. I mean, she does sound like a Southern woman from the plains,
yeah,
which happened to you.
yeah.
And a lot of shit happens in that movie. Zach doesn't want me to ruin all of it, but a lot of when I said in my about section, you know, old wounds reopen and new wounds created. So there's a lot that happens in the third act there.
Indeed.
All right, so to wrap it up here,
The only one we
Zach,
haven't talked about yet. Yeah.
Zach, you had it at number one. I had it at number one. That means it's going in at number one for our final top 10. It is the fucking phenomenal movie, Sophie's Choice.
Yes, possibly the one could be the greatest performance by an actress ever, in my opinion.
Wow.
Well, can you
I
think of
mean,
any others at the top of your head?
I'm. I mean, off top, Brando has a couple, right?
No, no, from an actress. Actress.
Oh, from an actress.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure some people would say Audrey Hepburn, a couple of films, but I mean, Meryl Streep is the absolute greatest of all time actress that ever lived. Maybe
I agree with that.
will ever live, and this is her. When they do the, I'm sure she'll get a memoriam Oscar when she passes away, unfortunately, but this will be her face against the moonlight, telling the story of
Yes,
Auschwitz.
the
That's gonna be the scene that they play.
the close up, the
Yeah.
into the camera, the blue lighting. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
freaking yeah.
She's crying. Her eyes are swollen and red. Again, the accent. I know I've said it 100 times. She might be the best accent actor or actress of all
I think
time.
yeah. To learn German and Polish for this movie, yeah, it's
And
pretty.
then able to speak in an English, or to be able to speak English in those accents.
Yeah, and then to lose all that weight just for like
Oh,
how many scenes are how
like
long are the
four,
Auschwitz sequence? Yeah,
probably 4 or 5, and even there, when I don't know if it's a wig or they cut her hair that short, towards the end of filming to do those scenes last for her to lose the weight and have the short hair. Just when
yeah,
she's walking along, when they're first bringing her to Hearst's residence, I mean, just her walking, the acting is like she looks like she has been in Auschwitz. I mean,
yeah, and the
like,
whole yeah, it's
I,
pretty
and
devastating.
just a great. I mean, I don't like the one actor who plays
No,
Stigman, or what's his name?
you don't like Peter McNichol's character.
Yeah, Peter
Yeah,
McNichols. I don't. I mean, I'm sure there were probably 4 to 8 other actors who could have done that role,
yeah.
but
I mean,
I,
for,
his
for
southern
most of them,
accent was kind of off. Whatever. He's the narrator. I understand he has to be in the movie a lot, but I thought Kevin Kline does a phenomenal job of playing a paranoid schizophrenic in this
well,
movie.
I was gonna say for up until I found out in the movie, I fucking hated his character. Thought he was
Yeah,
a huge piece of shit, but it
a
couldn't.
100%.
Yeah,
And I think even in the first half of the movie, all of his up and downs and all of these elaborate stories and all the things he's working on, like, this guy is so full of shit. Like, he's got to be fucked up. Like, he's got to have some sort of mental illness. And then they actually come out in the third act with it. I mean, they really wait until the last half hour of the movie to let us know.
yeah. It's
He's a paranoid schizophrenic, and then you put it together, and it kind of makes sense to wait until the end of the movie like that, because like you said and I said, something's wrong with this guy, and then you learn, and then you kind of think back to the previous scenes. It's, yeah, okay, I can totally see that.
yeah. It's oh man, there's a lot to unpack with that movie. Similar to August Osage, there's some scenes that just like rip your heart out and frustrate the
Oh
fuck
man.
out of you and shit. So on my notes are, man, dude, I'm fucking so glad we wiped out those Nazi fucks, man.
Yeah, who doesn't like to watch Nazis fucking go down?
Yeah, yeah, fucking Germans. Nothing changes.
Fucking Germans, nothing changes.
Fucking Nazi.
They're threatening castration.
They were Nazis, dude.
And I really thought, whoever did the screenplay for this, the writing, every time Kevin Kline speaks, it's damn near poetry that comes out of his mouth.
Well, I mean, Bakula wrote the screenplay for it.
Oh, he directed and wrote it.
Yeah,
Wow.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
every time
impressive.
Kevin Kline was fantastic in this movie too.
Yeah, it took yeah the opening scene with him when they're arguing, and then he just stares at
Oh man,
I think it's Stinko. I didn't write down what his character's name was. Yeah,
Stingo.
Stinko.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then but he just like stares at him and completely freaking demolishes him, calling him like a southern bigot and
we're gonna have a
freaking
lynching
yeah,
later.
yeah. He does a
You
southern
Southern boy, you
accent.
probably want to
Yeah,
join. And I'm like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's a hell of an introduction, man.
Yeah, it really is. And then the title of the movie, Sophie's Choice. I was going through the entire movie thinking, okay, her choice is going to be between Nathan or Stingo.
Yeah, because I mean,
Like
all the
that's
synopsises and descriptions I read kind of made it sound like that was that, but it wasn't it. You'd figure out,
well, I mean,
well,
it is a choice that she makes at the end,
yeah. I mean,
but
it should be called Sophie's Choices. I mean, to be
right,
more more accurate, it's not just that one choice, but the one in Auschwitz that the
that's
Nazi guard. That's the one that
the
freaking just
titular
destroys you,
choice.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
and
one that
man,
kills
what
you.
a fucking heart. I mean, I
Heartbreaking.
wrote in here, I had goosebumps and chills, and
My heart,
just was in awe in that scene.
my heart like fucking broke in that. But
Oh my
that's
god, and not what I thought she was gonna pick, because they
so
never really explained that in the movie.
because it's not the kid that's hanging, is it? When she's walking by, because remember she says the commandant
No.
kept his promise, and I was like, because I saw the kid
Oh,
hanging, and I was
no, that looked like a grown man.
okay. That's I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't rewind it, so I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
man, that would be. I
that'd
understand
be a
why
tough
she wouldn't
rewind.
look because she doesn't want to look at a dead body, so she
Yeah,
wouldn't want to see it. But
I just took it as he didn't keep his promise, where he just ended up where he was.
right, okay,
Yeah, no. So going through the whole movie, like, oh, I wonder who she's gonna choose, and then that scene happens. I literally wrote, "This is the choice,"
yeah, yeah,
and man, what a terrible. And then as you said, it could be another choice at the end. Like,
kind of a
whoa.
surprise.
And then a total surprise again. I'd never seen the movie. I'd heard about it, right, but I didn't know a lot about it. For the ending to happen, and I love how they did it here with Bakula. Not really having a close up of the coroner talking to a witness or anything. It was just,
Yeah,
and then right when that's said, and it's not even said to
you
the
just know it.
Stingo
Yeah,
character. He just overhear it. Then you automatically know what
no,
happened.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just a heartbreaking movie, a phenomenal movie, and like you said, I think maybe the best performance an actress on screen probably ever.
yeah. Well, Jeremy,
Okay,
is that a
so
good way
yeah,
to
let's wrap
conclude?
it up
Yeah,
here. We are pushing an hour and a half. I'm sure Zach will cut this down a little bit as he's wont to do.
yeah,
So we will wrap it up. We'll go through our final top 10 that Zach and we pretty much agreed on this time.
yeah. Way
River
more so
Wilds
than
will be
I
like
thought we
number
would.
2, but that's okay.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Okay, at number 10 we have Marvin's Room. Number 9, The Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher. Number 8, Devil Wears Prada. Jacqueline's gonna kill me. Number 7, The River Wild. 6, The Post. Number 5, Out of Africa. Number 4, Bridges of Madison County. 3, Kramer versus Kramer. 2, August, Osage County. And our number 1 Meryl Streep movie of all time, Sophie's Choice.
It's a good list, like
I
always.
think, I think anybody who wants to say anything bad about our list, I invite you to go in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah,
I did mention that I am going to list off some honorable mentions for those people who I'm sure were saying, if they're listening to this long, hey, how come you didn't put this movie? This movie should have been in. How about that movie?
yeah.
I did write down Deer Hunter, Doubt, Manhattan,
The hours.
French Lieutenant's Woman, Silkwood, Mamma Mia, who Jacqueline also made me watch, Adaptation, The Manchurian Candidate, Julie and Julia, and Little Women.
Yeah, the hours too. When because remember
Oh,
when
The Hours. Shit, how did I
yeah.
forget that one?
Well, because when I sent you my list originally, you were like, "Damn, man, you stole all the good ones again," and I was like,
Did.
"Fuck, no, I didn't. What the hell are you talking about, man? You had
Well,
plenty of good ones still on the table."
why it is Meryl Streep. Like,
Yeah, but
and I had to put River Wild on there. Could I have chosen one of these other ones? Sure.
yeah,
But I actually mentioned this to my boss, and it's like, oh, she has so many, other than the big ones. Like, what do you? Because he's turning 65 this weekend, and the first one he mentioned was the French lieutenant's woman.
Oh
I've
shit!
never seen it.
I've never seen it. No.
I had never even heard of it, honestly, till he said that. But it sounds like it's another phenomenal movie that I'll probably have to visit. Anybody listening, if you're into Meryl Streep movies and you've not seen any of these, please give them a watch. I'm not disappointed with any of them except maybe Iron Lady. But
Yeah, I
for her
was
performance,
too.
it's worth to watch just for her performance in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that concludes our latest episode of the Average Jives podcast. As always, give us a follow on Spotify and Facebook, and we also have it on YouTube. We have had some people give us some feedback that we personally know for some of the podcasts that we've had. We are welcome to criticism. We'd love to revisit some of these, maybe if we keep going on years future. So,
Yeah.
Zach, anything else to say?
I got nothing, Jaaron. I'm ready to go to bed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. It is. It is about 10 o'clock. You old person, you.
Yeah, yeah. All
Catch
right,
you on the
Jaaron.
flip side.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Again, thank you for listening. Zach and Jaaron signing off for the night. Tune in again next week. Do we give a teaser?
No, it's all right. But
No,
I
no
do.
teasers.
It'll come out after. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy belated, everybody. Hope you had
Yeah.
a good turkey day. Go Cowboys.
Oh, fuck that.
Wrap. It's a wrap. Come back tomorrow. Fuck.